From the skies above Shanghai's glittering skyline to the farmlands of Inner Mongolia, a silent revolution is unfolding. It's not about cars, not about smartphones, and not even about artificial intelligence, though AI plays a big role. This revolution has wings. Lightweight, electric, autonomous wings. This is the story of how drones are becoming part of everyday life in modern China. For most of the world, drones are seen as futuristic toys, tools for filmmakers, or military hardware. But in China, they are something much more. Here, drones are not just for the future, they are for today. They are delivery workers, medical assistants, farmers, police officers, performers, and even environmental guardians. Imagine ordering lunch from your phone in Shenzhen. Instead of waiting 30 minutes for a motorcycle courier to fight through traffic, your food arrives by drone in under 10 minutes. This is not science fiction, it's already happening. Companies like Meituan and JD.com are operating fleets of delivery drones carrying packages, groceries, and hot meals directly to balconies, rooftops, and designated landing pads. These drones don't get stuck in traffic. They don't need parking spaces. They don't pollute the air. In the race to make urban life faster and cleaner, drones have become China's secret weapon. But the story doesn't stop in the cities. Across the vast countryside, drones are transforming agriculture. Farmers who once relied on hours of labor under the burning sun now use drones to spray pesticides, distribute seeds, and monitor crop health. One drone can do the work of 20 people in a single day. And with smart AI sensors, these drones detect soil conditions, plant diseases, and water needs, making farming more efficient than ever. This is not only about saving time. It's about feeding a nation of 1.4 billion people more sustainably. China has also turned drones into tools of public safety. Police forces in major cities use drones for crowd control, traffic monitoring, and emergency response. In disaster zones, drones deliver medical supplies where roads are destroyed. During the COVID-19 pandemic, drones patrolled streets, broadcast safety messages, disinfected public spaces, and even transported test kits to remote villages. They became invisible first responders, fast, tireless, and always ready. Perhaps the most breathtaking use of drones is in entertainment and culture. Forget fireworks. China has pioneered drone light shows, massive fleets of thousands of synchronized drones painting the night sky with glowing animations. From the 2022 Winter Olympics to Lunar New Year celebrations, these spectacles replace traditional fireworks, offering stunning visuals without the smoke, noise, or fire hazards. The night sky becomes a digital canvas, telling stories of tradition and progress at the same time. And then, there's surveillance. Some say drones are the watchful eyes of the state, capable of monitoring cities in ways never before possible. Equipped with thermal cameras, AI recognition, and high-speed networks, drones extend China's already powerful surveillance system into the skies. To some, this represents safety. To others, it raises questions about privacy and freedom. One thing is clear, drones are no longer a hobby. They are infrastructure. They are part of China's daily life, as normal as buses, trains, or elevators. From tiny quadcopters carrying a cup of coffee to massive cargo drones lifting tons of goods across provinces, China has integrated drone technology at every level. And as the rest of the world watches, one question grows louder: is this the future we are all heading towards? Will drones soon be as common in New York, London, or Paris as they are in Beijing, Shenzhen, or Guangzhou? Because in China, the future is already here. The hum above the skyline isn't just the sound of machines. It's the sound of transformation. It's the sound of a country reinventing how technology serves everyday life. This is China transformed. And drones are only the beginning. If you found this journey fascinating, stay tuned for the next episode of China Transformed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the future as it unfolds. Everywhere you look in China, drones are finding new roles, slipping into daily life in ways that are subtle yet powerful. In the skies above bustling megacities, they glide almost unnoticed. In quiet villages tucked between rice paddies, they hum steadily, taking over tasks once done by hand. And on the nation's highways, rivers, and coastlines, drones are silently writing a new chapter of progress. Consider logistics. For decades, moving goods across China's massive landmass has been one of the greatest challenges. Trucks, trains, and cargo ships dominate, but they are slow and often restricted by terrain. Now, cargo drones capable of lifting hundreds of kilograms are bridging the gaps. They cut through mountains, cross rivers, and land in remote villages that were once isolated from fast trade routes. What used to take days now takes hours. For people in distant regions, this doesn't just mean convenience, it means opportunity. Fresh produce, medicines, and vital equipment can arrive almost instantly, connecting them to the same services that city dwellers enjoy. In coastal areas, drones play another vital role, monitoring the environment. China's sprawling coastlines face the challenges of illegal fishing, pollution, and storms. With advanced sensors, drones patrol the seas, detect irregular activity, and provide early warnings for disasters. In times of flooding or typhoons, drones help rescue teams by surveying damage quickly, locating stranded people, and guiding emergency workers to the exact spots where help is needed. The skies also belong to scientists. Researchers are now using drones to study wildlife in regions that were once nearly impossible to reach. High in Tibet, drones track snow leopards, helping conservationists understand how to protect one of the world's rarest big cats. Along the Yangtze River, drones monitor fish populations and water quality, offering crucial data for restoring ecosystems. In the deserts of Xinjiang, they scan the sands for traces of climate change, mapping dunes and monitoring shifting landscapes. What once required years of fieldwork now happens in days, thanks to aerial robotics. For ordinary citizens, drones are becoming part of leisure and lifestyle too. Photography enthusiasts use drones to capture breathtaking aerial shots of landmarks, mountains, and festivals. Children in parks fly smaller drones the way earlier generations flew kites. Even hobbyist racing has taken off, with drone racing leagues drawing crowds across Chinese cities. The sky has become a playground, a new dimension where technology meets imagination. Yet, there is another side. As drones grow more common, the question of airspace becomes urgent. How do thousands of drones operate safely over the same city without crashing into one another? China is already developing solutions. Low-altitude air traffic control systems powered by AI and 5G networks coordinate drones in real time. Each one is tracked, monitored, and given a digital flight path. It is the invisible infrastructure of the drone era, a sky highway built not of concrete but of algorithms and signals. And this infrastructure paves the way for something even bigger: passenger drones. Imagine calling not a car, but a flying taxi. Already, Chinese companies like Ehang are testing autonomous aerial vehicles designed to carry people across cities. No pilots, no steering wheels, just an app, a seat, and a flight through the air. It sounds futuristic, but test flights are already underway in multiple cities. The possibility of airborne commuting is closer than many think. Every new innovation carries both excitement and questions. If drones can deliver medicine, they can also carry weapons. If drones can monitor crops, they can also monitor people. In a nation as vast and ambitious as China, the balance between progress and control is delicate. Supporters see drones as liberators of efficiency and safety. Critics worry about surveillance, dependence on automation, and the erosion of privacy. But regardless of the debate, the momentum is unstoppable. Step by step, flight by flight, drones are embedding themselves deeper into the daily fabric of life. For China's new generation, growing up under skies filled with buzzing machines, drones will not feel futuristic. They will feel ordinary, like buses or streetlights. And perhaps that is the most powerful transformation of all, when something extraordinary becomes so common we no longer notice it. So as the world watches, one thing is certain. The hum of drones above China is more than technology. It is a signal of how the future will arrive, not in distant decades, but in the rhythm of everyday life. The rise of drones in China isn't just a technological story. It is also a cultural one. In many ways, drones reflect the country's vision of speed, convenience, and constant transformation. They embody the idea that life should move faster, that services should reach further, and that no barrier, whether natural or man-made, should stand in the way of progress. In small mountain towns once isolated by winding roads, drones now connect locals to the same digital marketplaces that city residents enjoy. A grandmother living in a remote Sichuan village can order fresh medicine and receive it by drone without leaving her home. A farmer in Yunnan can sell tea directly to online buyers across the country, with drones bridging the gaps in delivery. For millions of people, this is not just innovation, it is inclusion. Technology is closing the gap between the urban rich and the rural poor, making opportunity more evenly distributed. At universities across China, students are now learning drone engineering as part of standard curriculums. Entire programs focus on aerial robotics, from design to software to practical deployment. This new generation of engineers isn't only building consumer drones, but also developing specialized models for agriculture, security, construction, and even healthcare. The pipeline of innovation ensures that China won't just use drones, it will continue to lead in making them smarter, faster, and more capable. And as drones evolve, their designs evolve too. Some are as small as a palm, meant to inspect machinery or slip into tight spaces inside industrial plants. Others stretch their wings like birds, able to glide silently for hours while collecting data. The most ambitious look like mini-aircraft, powered to carry massive cargo loads across entire provinces. The diversity of shapes and sizes mirrors the diversity of needs, proving that drones are not one invention but many, each tailored for a specific role in society. In bustling construction zones, drones have already taken on a role as silent supervisors. They scan building sites, map progress in 3D, and flag safety risks before accidents happen. They fly above highways under construction, checking alignment and quality without halting work. They even survey bridges and power lines, detecting cracks or wear long before they become dangerous. By taking on tasks that are risky or tedious for humans, drones are reshaping the way infrastructure grows. The military dimension cannot be ignored either. While civilian use dominates headlines, drones are also central to defense. From reconnaissance missions to swarm tactics, China is investing heavily in unmanned aerial systems. But even here, the boundary between civilian and military is blurred. The same companies that deliver food in the city can also design drones for border patrols. The same algorithms that optimize farming can guide surveillance. This dual use reflects the complexity of modern technology, tools that can serve both everyday life and national security. Internationally, China's drone industry has also become an export power. Brands like DJI are known worldwide, dominating the consumer drone market from Asia to America to Europe. Farmers in Africa, filmmakers in Hollywood, and surveyors in South America are using drones made in Shenzhen factories. It's a global reach that extends China's influence not just in economics but also in shaping the very way people see and use the skies. But perhaps the most intriguing question is what comes next. If today's drones deliver packages and perform light shows, what will tomorrow's drones do? Experts suggest entire drone highways crisscrossing cities, automated flying taxis moving commuters, drones building skyscrapers, drones mining resources, even drones repairing satellites in orbit. Step by step, the vision expands from the streets of Beijing to the edges of space. For now, in China, it's the small, everyday moments that tell the bigger story. A young couple receiving their groceries by drone. A teacher in a rural school having books delivered to her students from miles away. A doctor in a crowded hospital guiding a drone to deliver vaccines to a nearby clinic. These quiet, ordinary acts are shaping an extraordinary future. Because when technology stops feeling futuristic and starts feeling ordinary, that is when true transformation happens. And in China, that transformation is unfolding above us, one flight at a time. As the hum of drones becomes part of the soundscape of Chinese cities, an entire ecosystem is emerging around them. Repair shops, training academies, regulatory agencies, and data networks, all of these pieces are now working together to support life in the skies. The drone is no longer just a machine, it is a node in a vast system, one that links people, goods, and information with unprecedented speed. In Guangzhou, drone pilots can already receive official certifications through government-backed programs. These aren't just hobbyist licenses, they are professional credentials, much like a driver's license or a pilot's permit. From agriculture to logistics, certified drone operators are now a recognized workforce, respected and in demand. For young people looking for careers, drone operation has become an entirely new path. The skies themselves have opened as a workplace. The economic impact is staggering. Analysts estimate that the drone industry in China will grow into a market worth hundreds of billions of dollars in the coming decade. From manufacturing and software development to logistics and repair, entire sectors of the economy are rising from this single innovation. It is a reminder that when technology takes flight, it doesn't just change machines, it changes livelihoods, opportunities, and the flow of wealth. Urban planners are already thinking about how to redesign cities for this airborne age. Rooftops are no longer just concrete slabs, they are becoming landing pads. Some new apartment complexes in Shenzhen and Beijing now include designated drone zones, where packages can be dropped off and residents can retrieve their orders securely. Architects envision skyscrapers with drone docking stations halfway up their facades, reducing the need for ground-level congestion. The skyline itself may soon be reshaped not by cars on the streets, but by machines in the air. But alongside this transformation comes a need for balance. The skies cannot be filled endlessly with buzzing machines. Noise, safety, and environmental impact all raise questions. What happens when thousands of drones fly over a city at once? How do we ensure birds, planes, and drones share the same skies without disaster? To address this, China is investing in smart air corridors, invisible digital highways that manage drone traffic like roads manage cars. It is a future where the air above us is carved into lanes, with drones flowing as predictably as traffic lights guide vehicles below. The dream extends beyond Earth as well. Space agencies and private companies are exploring drones that can operate on other planets, machines that can fly in thin Martian air or skim the surface of distant moons. Chinese researchers, already leaders in lunar and Mars exploration, are considering how drone technology could be part of humanity's interplanetary future. The drones buzzing over rice fields today may one day evolve into machines mapping the canyons of Mars. Meanwhile, on the ground, ordinary citizens are still adjusting to this new normal. Some see drones as a marvel, others as an annoyance. Children point to the sky in wonder when a package descends from above. Elderly residents in villages express relief when medical drones bring supplies they could never have fetched themselves. Yet in crowded neighborhoods, some complain about the constant hum, the intrusion of technology into every corner of life. These mixed reactions highlight a truth about progress. It excites, it divides, and it challenges us to redefine what we accept as normal. For China, the pace of this change is as important as the change itself. Few nations move as quickly from pilot project to full-scale deployment. In many countries, drones are still limited by regulation and skepticism. In China, by contrast, large-scale experiments are encouraged, and results come fast. A drone food delivery that might take years to approve elsewhere becomes a functioning service within months. This speed is not accidental. It reflects a philosophy that embraces technology as a driver of national strength and social progress. And so the question deepens: if drones are already this embedded in daily life today, what will the skies of China look like in 10 years? Will every city have a drone highway network? Will flying taxis carry commuters between districts? Will thousands of delivery drones share the sky with passenger drones, construction drones, and emergency drones, all coordinated by AI, moving in perfect rhythm like flocks of birds? The answer may come sooner than we think. Because in China, the future rarely waits for permission, it takes flight. Already, signs of the next chapter are visible. In the skies above Shenzhen, test flights of passenger drones glide silently, carrying volunteers over rivers and traffic-clogged streets. They rise vertically like elevators, tilt their wings and fly smoothly across the cityscape, before landing on specially designed pads. No pilot sits inside, no cockpit controls exist, just passengers trusting software sensors and networks to carry them safely. What once felt like science fiction is now being tested as a routine commute. If successful, this could mean the dawn of an era where the sky itself becomes a public transportation system. In manufacturing hubs, drones are no longer just exported as consumer gadgets, they are becoming critical infrastructure worldwide. Countries in Africa are adopting Chinese agricultural drones to revolutionize farming. Nations in Latin America are using them for medical deliveries in jungles and mountains. European police forces buy Chinese drones for monitoring large crowds and protecting borders. Whether celebrated or controversial, China's influence in the drone industry is undeniable. The machines born in its factories are now shaping life across continents. But inside China, the integration is deeper still. At hospitals, drones deliver organs for transplant across traffic-congested cities, cutting crucial minutes that mean the difference between life and death. At universities, research drones hover quietly in laboratories, analyzing weather patterns or testing new communication systems. At massive ports like Shanghai and Ningbo, drones oversee cargo loading, track containers, and guide automated cranes. The largest trade arteries in the world now rely on aerial robots to keep goods moving. There is also beauty in this rise. The skies above cities no longer glow only with lights from skyscrapers. During festivals, thousands of drones lift into the air in perfect harmony, arranging themselves into shapes of dragons, phoenixes, and symbols of cultural heritage. Entire stories unfold in glowing pixels across the night sky. Children cheer, families watch in wonder, and visitors from abroad film these moments as if witnessing the future of celebration itself. These shows symbolize more than entertainment. They represent a society that has learned to merge art and technology into a single spectacle. Yet progress brings questions, and with them, tensions. If drones deliver every package, what happens to the millions of delivery drivers who once rode scooters through the cities? If passenger drones carry commuters, what becomes of the taxi driver or the bus system? The answers are not simple. Technology disrupts, and while it creates new jobs, engineers, pilots, maintenance crews, it also replaces old ones. China, like every nation, must wrestle with the human side of this transformation. There are also risks of dependence. What happens if an entire city relies on drones for medicine, food, or communication, and the network fails? A storm, a cyber attack, or a malfunction could ground the fleet instantly. For this reason, redundancy systems are already being designed. Backup drones, emergency controls, and layered communication channels. The future will not be left to chance. But the very fact that such questions exist shows how deeply drones are already tied to survival and stability. Despite these challenges, the momentum is unstoppable. The dream of an interconnected sky, alive with drones delivering, guiding, rescuing, and entertaining, reflects a larger truth about modern China. It is not simply adopting technology, it is weaving it into the fabric of daily existence. In every city block, every field, every river crossing, drones have found a role. And as they multiply, the line between machine and infrastructure fades. The drone is no longer a tool, it is part of the environment itself. So the hum continues. Above highways, above rice fields, above rivers and ports. It is the sound of machines, yes, but it is also the sound of transformation. A reminder that progress does not always roar with engines or crash with explosions. Sometimes it whispers softly in the skies above us. And in that whisper we hear the story of a nation moving faster than ever before. This is China transformed by flight. And though the rest of the world watches with curiosity, one thing is clear: what is everyday life here today may soon be everyday life everywhere tomorrow. As night falls over the cities and countryside, the presence of drones does not disappear. Some continue their quiet patrols, guiding traffic, monitoring rivers, or carrying packages across rooftops. Others charge on rooftops and stations, waiting for dawn when their tasks will begin again. The cycle continues day after day, without pause, as if an invisible layer of life now exists above the ground. For China, this is not a trial run or an experiment. It is the reality of a nation that has chosen to let technology breathe into every corner of daily existence. The story of drones in China is not simply about machines that fly. It is about the way a society adapts, how it moves forward, how it accepts change and redefines normal. What once looked futuristic now feels ordinary. A meal delivered from the sky, a crop sprayed without a farmer's hand, a light show replacing fireworks, these are no longer headlines, they are habits. The future will always raise questions of balance, of safety, of privacy, of fairness. And those questions will not go away. But progress has never been about standing still. It has always been about moving forward, about pushing limits, about imagining what life could be and then daring to build it. China has dared, and in its skies, that boldness is visible to anyone who looks up. For the rest of the world, watching this transformation is like glimpsing tomorrow in today's reflection. Some will resist, some will adopt slowly, and some will follow directly in China's path. But no matter where we live, the hum above the skyline reminds us of the direction all societies are heading. Because when the extraordinary becomes everyday, when machines once seen as futuristic become as common as bicycles or buses, then the future is no longer waiting, it has arrived. And so, as the hum of drones continues over fields, cities, and coastlines, one truth remains: this is only the beginning. The skies are wide, the possibilities endless, and the transformation has only just taken flight. This is China transformed. This is the sound of the future in everyday life. If you've enjoyed this journey into tomorrow, stay with us for the next episode of China Transformed. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss the future as it unfolds before your eyes. From agriculture to delivery, from surveillance to entertainment, drones in China are no longer futuristic concepts, they are today's reality. What we've seen is just the beginning. With each passing year, China pushes the boundaries of drone innovation, creating machines that are faster, smarter, and more integrated into everyday life. These flying technologies are reshaping industries, improving lives, and redefining how we interact with the world around us. But here's the real question: if drones have already transformed so much in such a short span of time, what will the next decade look like? Will we see entire cities supported by autonomous flying fleets? Will drones replace delivery trucks, taxis, and even rescue helicopters? The possibilities are endless, and China is at the forefront of this revolution. As we close this episode, one thing is clear: drones are no longer just machines in the sky. They are the symbols of transformation, progress, and a bold vision for the future. And in China, the sky is not the limit, it's only the beginning. If you enjoyed this journey into China's drone-powered future, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with others who are curious about the world's most groundbreaking innovations. Stay tuned for the next episode of China Transformed, where we continue to explore how technology is reshaping life as we know it. Until then, remember, the future is already here, and in China, it flies.